2001 wasn't a year I can remember well, probably because I was 5. If anything, my generation remembers 9/11 as the most significant part of our childhood. And while 9/11 was an undoubtedly tragic moment in U.S. history, we often forget another event worth noting in 2001. The story of Enron and how 2 little words that make up the lesson Enron could have taught us could change our lives. Enron put the E in energy. It built power plants in the UK, Panama, Nicaragua, and across the world. In 1996, Enron was considered America's most innovative company by Fortune magazine. It would be given the honor for the next 5 years. Fortune also considered it one of the 100 best companies to work for in America. As Enron grew more and more powerful, its stock grew in price. In August of 2000, each stock topped out at $90. And then it dropped to pennies, not even 2 years later, when Enron closed on December 2, 2001. In a matter of hours, 85,000 workers lost their jobs, and stockholders lost millions. In the 6 years of court cases and investigations that followed, a plot was uncovered. Due to an accounting strategy introduced by CEO Jeff Skilling, profits were reported that were expected in the future. If Enron could make up the $12 million in 10 years, that $12 million was reported the day the deal went. In fact, that's the exact number of profits that was reported to the Dabao power plant in India, shown here. The Dabao power plant was never opened. CEOs Jeff Skilling, Ken Lay, Lou Pai, and Cliff Baxter then sold over $750 million in stocks that would later be worthless. And then they got away with it. Lou Pai now owns the largest amount of land in Colorado, including his own mountain, known by locals as Mount Pai. Ken Lay, the so-called CEO of CEOs at Enron, evaded prosecution by legal loopholes until he died of a heart attack in 2006. Cliff Baxter spent 2 days in court before committing suicide. The night he died, he told Jeff Skilling, "They're calling us child molesters. That will never wash off." In his suicide note, he cited pride as one of the ulterior motives he had. Jeff Skilling was in jail for 24 years. He's the only one who saw jail time. But there's a lesson here, one I'd like our generation to remember. It wasn't the 4 executives in the room who joined together to ruin shareholders' and employees' lives. It was the employees themselves. They counted imaginary dollar bills, shredded incriminating evidence, and helped end their jobs. And they never really asked why. That's what I want you to take away from this. If anything, in the future, ask why.